There's a moment in every open-world game. You know the one. You're walking through a crowded digital city, and you notice one of the background characters. They're just standing there, staring at a wall, walking into the same door, repeating the same 3 lines of dialogue, stuck in a loop. And you think, thank God I'm not that guy. But here's the glitch. How do you actually know who is and who isn't? Not rhetorically, philosophically. That character in the game, you know it's not conscious. It's code. It's animation. There's nobody home. But the person next to you on the train, you assume there's somebody home. But what evidence do you actually have that there's someone in there? Let's start with the only piece of data you will ever have direct access to, your own first-person consciousness. You know you're conscious. You feel hunger. You get annoyed in traffic. You find something funny and laugh. The raw "there's someone in here" feeling is the only consciousness you will ever directly experience. The person walking past you on the street, you assume they have that same inner something, but you never see it. You see behavior, faces, voices, movements, but the what it's like to be them, it's permanently hidden. Philosophy calls this the problem of other minds. And here's the thing, it has no solution. Not one, not empirically. You cannot prove another mind exists. You can only assume it. Now, most people don't push this further because it feels uncomfortable, but let's push. If you cannot prove other minds exist, then the NPC hypothesis, the idea that other people might not be conscious at all, just sophisticated automata, is logically coherent. That doesn't mean it's true. It means it's possible. It's not obviously false. In philosophy of mind, this is called the philosophical zombie thought experiment. A philosophical zombie behaves exactly like a conscious human, talks like one, gets angry in traffic, says, "I am conscious." But inside, nothing. No inner light, no what it's like. And here's the twist. You cannot tell the difference. Not by talking to them, not by scanning their brain, not by any test. So when people throw around NPC insults online, they're usually being cruel, but underneath it is a real metaphysical possibility. Some people, all other people, could be like that. And you would never know. I remember standing in line at a grocery store once, bored, tired, fluorescent lights, the usual. And for whatever reason, maybe just the boredom, I started actually looking at the people around me, the person in front, the cashier, the person behind. And for a moment, the automatic assumption, of course they're conscious, just stopped running. I wasn't thinking they're robots. It wasn't that. It was more like, I actually have no idea what is or isn't looking out through those eyes. The only thing I know for certain is that something is looking out through mine. And then something happened that I didn't expect. The background anxiety I usually carry in those situations, the self-consciousness, the feeling of being watched, the low-level perform for the audience thing, it started to fade because I realized something. If the minds outside my head aren't solid, if I can't prove they're there, then neither are the invisible rules I thought were controlling me. The social expectations, the pressure to act right, the voice whispering they're all judging you, you're doing it wrong. That voice assumes a world of fully conscious judges, all watching, all evaluating. But what if that assumption is wrong? What if the they in my head may not even be conscious? The moment I stopped treating other people like the audience inside my reality, the performance dropped. The anxiety loosened. I stopped trying to impress people whose consciousness I couldn't even verify, and life got calmer. Now, if you run with this too hard, if you get too certain, you can end up somewhere strange. If you conclude that only your own consciousness exists, that's called solipsism, the idea that you are the only real mind in the universe. It sounds narcissistic. It sounds lonely. But here's where it gets interesting. There's another tradition that says something surprisingly similar, but from a completely different angle. It's called non-duality. Solipsism says only me. Non-duality says only one and you're included in it. It's the difference between being alone in a room and realizing the room is a mirror. Look, I'm not going to pretend I fully understand this. Every time I try to wrap my head around it, it slips away. Words kind of fail here. They have to. You're trying to use language to point at something before language. I don't think I completely get it either. So, where does that leave us? For me, something shifted in that grocery store line. The anxiety loosened, not because I solved the philosophical problem, but because I stopped assuming there was a full audience of judges watching my every move. The they in my head, the voice whispering, "You're doing it wrong." They're all looking. That voice runs on a very specific fuel. It assumes other minds are solid, knowable, definitely there, and definitely judging. When that assumption cracked, the voice got quieter. Not gone, just quieter. So here's where I landed. I still treat people like they're conscious, obviously. You say hello to the cashier. You hold the door. You don't become a sociopath just because you entertained a thought experiment. But I don't treat their consciousness as my problem anymore. I don't need to know if you're real. I just need to interact. I don't need to carry the weight of your hypothetical judgment with me through my day. I stopped assuming the audience was watching. And if they are, I hope they're enjoying the show. The relaxation didn't come from finding a new belief. It came from the uncertainty, from finally dropping the old one. If you want to keep exploring the glitches, hit subscribe, or don't. Free will is the most valuable thing in any simulation. This is the cosmic glitch. Reality has bugs. Let's find them. See you in the glitch.